Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Dr. Chad here, checking in, and welcome to our NativePath breathing course. I am excited about this. So, for more of you guys to come in, when you do, please give me a like, comment, say yes. Let me know the audio, the visual, everything is working okay. That way I know we can go ahead and get started with the class. I'm gonna fix my light a little bit too. I'm a little bright here. Okay. Anybody coming in yet? Let me check you guys out on Facebook, see if anybody's in here. The other day, I was having issues with comments on Facebook not working, so no one's in here yet. So one person's here, so if you can give me a like or a comment, let me know that everything's working. Okay, wonderful, Marcia. And if Marcia can comment and let me know that everything's working, you can hear me and see me okay, that would be great. So nothing yet. So maybe we won't have comments today, we'll see. If you guys can like when you come in. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and get started and assume that the comments aren't working today. I can't see the likes either. Okay, great. So Faye's here, Faye's on board. That's the verification I need. And Faye, can you hear me okay? Everything good there? Good morning, Kathy. Welcome, you guys. Okay, awesome. So we're good to go here. So welcome, everybody. Be your orientation, your day one for a breathing course that is specifically designed to improve your immunity and reduce anxiety during this time. And I first want to say thank you guys for your feedback. The inspiration to create this course really came from a question I posted on Facebook the other day, and I said, would you guys be interested in this? And over 200 of you said yes. So it inspired me to go ahead and get into action, come out with an outline. As you can see in the comments section, or really the post above the section, you'll see an outline. And that's where we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is this rules of threes in terms of the prior with what the human body needs, right? So we can go 3 weeks without food. We can go 3 days without water. But we can only go 3 minutes without air. So think about that for a little bit. And air is really the foundation of your health. It's the foundation of your immunity. It's the foundation of you finding peace, right? Is your relationship with air. And the more we can focus on that, I have this one thing principle. There's a great book called The One Thing. What's the one thing you can do that if you focus on that one thing, it makes doing everything else or unnecessary? And in the health realm, that is breathing. It's much easier to make decisions about your water if you're breathing well. It's much easier to make decisions about your food if you're breathing well. And I've seen a lot of people in who I've worked with in the physical therapy realm, fitness realm, also just my friends that I love to help. People in our culture are very shallow breathers, and it's contributing to high blood pressure, high stress, high anxiety, poor immune system. And during this time, it is most important that we do find an improved immune system and we do find peace. It's going to be the foundation of that. So first of all, I just want to say that, and I'm super honored to be here with you guys. Practicing breathing, studying breathing has been a big part of my life for the past, I'd say 15 years. You know, I grew up with lots of anxiety, huge depression, and took medications for that, went to see therapists for that, and nothing really changed for me until I developed this practice of breathing. So I want you guys to know that this doesn't come from somebody who's just like, yeah, I'm just going to throw up a breathing course. This comes from years of research and self-practice, and also a long time of teaching others, specifically my patients in the older population who were dealing with things like high blood pressure, cardiac issues, and I saw a lot of anxiety in those realms too. So thank you guys again. First of all, before we get started, I'm going to talk about the course outcomes. I want to hear specifically from you, before we get started, what it is that you want to get out of this course? Why are you here? What is your intention? It's important that from the very start, we plant some seeds about what we want to get out of this experience, and for you to get clear on what that is, and then really remind yourself of it over and over again. So I would love to hear from you. Please comment and let me know what your intention is for being here. Okay, video and audio are messing up. Occasionally video pauses and sound stops. So that's an indication that I may be having poor Wi-Fi. And if that's the case, don't know if there's much I can do about it, but hopefully over time it'll get better, and maybe it could also be the Wi-Fi on your end. So at that point, there's not much we can do, but I will keep going. So let's talk about the course outcomes. So number one course outcome is to reduce anxiety and improve immunity through the practice of breathing. And I mentioned how that rule of threes, that air is really the foundation, but it reduces anxiety because it gets us out of our heads, right? When we focus on our breathing, we get into our body and we start feeling our emotions, right? One of the issues why we have so much anxiety in our culture is because we're thinking and perceiving things externally, and it's causing us to think these thoughts, which then the thought, an emotion is just a thought into the body. So we're having these thoughts come in without an awareness of how it's making us feel. So breathing, the practice of itself, of just breathing, can get us out of the thoughts and start to feel inside our body and start to move through some of these feelings, okay? It improves the immune system because air is what's responsible for transporting the oxygen through the blood all across the body. And if that's not happening, that's a big issue. We're also going to work on building capacity and control with the breath. And this is where I want to make the distinction between just meditating, and just sitting still for a while and not really focusing on the quality of your breath. Quality is a major value here at NativePath. We want you to eat quality foods, workouts. I want you to move with quality, but I don't want you to just sit still and close your eyes. I want you to breathe with quality, and I want you to not just breathe with quality while you're sitting still. I want you to breathe with quality when you're in the kitchen. I want you to breathe with quality when you're doing laundry. I want you to breathe with quality when you're talking to people. This is integration. It's where it's most important. Okay, you're coming through fine. Faye, thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you so much. So, and thank you guys for telling me things like what Kathy just focus, why you're here. So thank you so much. Is empower you. And this is really where it comes down to this time and how it's relevant, right? So there's a lot of crisis. There's chaos going on right now. People are worried, people are scared, people are feeling anxiety. And if you're in the herd, you're in the mob, you're going to feel that too, and it's completely understandable. What I want you to be is someone who, despite all the chaos around them, can still be calm. And in that way, you become an anchor, you become steady, you become a light. So I want you to be just if you were in the sea and you were getting lost in the dark, you find a lighthouse to find your way to land. I want you to be a lighthouse primarily for yourself. And then I want you to think about being that not just for you, but for your family, your community, the person who is calm in the state of crisis and chaos, and people will gravitate to that energy. I want you to have that power. That's what we're trying to do here. And the thing I want you to do is make this a habit. Hey, this is not some quick fix. This is not some 3-minute belly trick that can reduce your anxiety, and you go and you get back on your phone and you check the news, and the fear and the anxiety comes in. You're like, I don't know how this got here. I want you to make this a practice. This isn't something that you just do once. You do it over and over again, and you make it part of your life. So I want to set that intention for you right here. But really, really make it a part of your life. And I also want to get back to returning. The outcome here is returning to your natural state. Think of the state of our ancestors, right? They were hunting, they were gathering, later on in the agriculture, they were just farming, but they spent a lot of time just kind of being, right? Spend a lot of time just in this very calm, natural state. Only time they really weren't is when they were being chased by a predator, right? And this is where we want to make this distinction between conceptual fear that causes anxiety and primordial fear that causes anxiety. Conceptual is like, it's lots of worry. It's lots of, is this going to happen? Or, oh, that thing that happened in the past, it's just not real. It's not here right in front of us right now. Primordial fear is, there's a lion, tiger, and bear coming to chase me right now, to ramp up our anxiety. But in our culture, we're so fast. We have so much stimulus going on all the time. And during this time of crisis, it's escalated. There's more stimulus everywhere you look. It appears visually as if we're under attack, when if you just turn that off for a second, you'll know that you're provided for. I mean, I'm looking at you through the internet right now, so it can't be that bad, right? So we want to return to our natural state, the way that humans are designed to be. It's a very calm and relaxed state, and only use the ramped up intensity type energy when it's needed. But our natural state should be here. And the process of what happens in the body when you're in this calm, relaxed state is you create an internal environment for healing. If your parasympathetic nervous system, you start to digest your food better, you start to eliminate toxins better, all the vitamins, all the nutrients, all the oxygen goes through the body better, right? Because things are flowing. It's like a smooth flowing river. But when we're in that state of fear, that anxiety, that's the sympathetic nervous system. It's like you just took that flowing river and you put some branches and rocks in there, and all of a sudden things can't get through, right? So blood can't get through, nutrients can't get through, air can't get through. And this is when we see high blood pressure. This is when we see issues with diabetes and obesity. This is when we see a suppressed immune system. So I say all that because your key to getting there really is breathing, right? Breathing is the key, and I want to focus on the quality. So that's all the course outcomes. And I'm really appreciating everything that you guys are talking about, everything from Lori and Faye. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. So in today's lesson, we're going to start with quality of the breath, right? And we're going to focus on a 3-minute belly breathing exercise. So what you'll need today is either be prepared to be laying on the floor, or be prepared to be laying in your bed. But even though you see me sitting up right here, that's not the intention today. Throughout this course, we're going to explore many different breathing techniques, some sitting, some laying down. And we're going to expand on your time and your capacity to be able to hold your breath in many different ways. You can think of proprioception with your breath is what we're going to be working on. So today's lesson really focus on how breathing impacts your health, the consequences of breathing, the issue with breathing in the modern culture. But those are all things we've discussed already. What I want to go into now is belly breathing, right? And learning how to breathe properly. So the main issue with most people in our culture is that we breathe through our chest. We breathe very shallow. And I call these people clavicle breathers, right? Because you can see here's like a natural posture. Breathe through their chest. They kind of have a tension up here. And these muscles are holding things up, right, all the time. So this is why you feel a lot of knots in your upper back. And this is why you feel a shortness of breath, because you can't get as much air through your throat, lungs in this position, right? But we're in this position unconsciously, not aware of it, right? So the more awareness we can bring to it, the better position we can get our body in. And really the key when we're inhaling, making sure the expansion of the inhalation, the first 2/3 of your inhalation should be coming through your belly rising. The last third of your inhalation should come from the chest rising. And the opposite thing happens when you exhale. The first third of your chest should be falling. The last 2/3 of your belly should be falling. That should be how you breathe most of the time. And most people are doing the complete opposite. And I have had people that I've worked with that their blood pressure is like 170 over 110. I mean, that is like, seriously, go to the hospital. And we have done this breathing technique that I'm about to show you, and immediately went back down to normal limits, like 120 out of 80. So I say that because it's extremely powerful, and this is where we're breathing when you do all those things in the house and living your daily life. So let's go ahead and get started. What I want you to do now is go ahead and lay down on your back with me. Does that sound good? Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to take a little cup of coffee here. By the way, have you guys noticed this shirt? It's a NativePath shirt. Ooh-wee. We got the team, everybody's shirts. Would you guys want a shirt? If so, we'll get that going. Okay, so let's first lay down, and I'm going to get a pillow. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Nicole. Good to see all of you. Yes. Okay, so I might have to fix my camera here. So you guys go ahead and get laid down, and you can see I've got a little cushion there, but any pillow will do. You want to lay flat on your back, and what I want you to have today is something that you can place on your belly, So I have a little turtle here with some really pretty colors. So we're going to put this turtle, object you want, could be a pen, could be something by your bedstand, put it right over your stomach, okay? Because we're going to use this as feedback. All right? So first, let's just lay down and take some breaths together. So go ahead, take a moment, be still. And let's inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale, hold, exhale. Hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale. Just dropping your body a bit. And keep feeling inside your body before we get started here. Feel your head. Feel the space within the space of your head. So feel the emptiness of your body. And with that same approach, way down to your eyes, to your jaw, to your chest, all throughout your stomach, your hips, your legs, your knees, your feet, and just feel. And if at any point any thought comes in about this or that, make it a kind of like an alertness to come back to the body. And you want to keep practicing that attention and over, paying attention to your body. And we're not numbing our body. We're not hiding from what it's feeling or ignoring it. We're going with it. And whatever is there is okay. If there's anxiety there, that's okay. If there's fear there, that's okay. If there's sadness there, guilt, shame, worry, whatever might be there, that's okay. And if there's joy there, or peace there, or comfort, or love there, okay. Just feel everything. So what I want you to do now is place your hands on your belly, okay? I want you to take a big inhale and exhale. And on this next inhale, when you do inhale, try to rise. Inhale, and now exhale. Just practice on the belly right now. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Keep practicing. Let's do it again. Inhale, belly rises. Exhales, belly falls. And you may notice your chest rising a little bit. You may notice the chest rising first before the belly. Try to initiate that inhalation with the belly rising first. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. So now on the inhalation, remember we want the first 2/3 of that inhalation coming from the belly rising, and the last third of the inhalation coming from the chest rising. Okay, so let's focus on that now. So big inhale, And then exhale. Now let's inhale together. First 2/3 through the belly. Last third through the chest. Exhaling. Now see if you can inhale a little bit more. First 2/3 through the belly. Through the chest. Inhale, inhale, exhale. All together. And just keep going on your own here. Feeling your belly rising through your hands. Inhalation. Feeling it fall on the exhalation. And start finding the point of inhalation that your body desires. Does it want even more air? See if you can get out of the way and let your body breathe in as much air as it wants. And just practice getting out of the way and letting your body's own intelligence take over, its natural, innate wisdom. You're breathing in more, maybe some inhales or less. Let it find its own natural rhythm. So continue focusing on inhaling the first thirds through your belly, and the last of the inhalation comes through your chest. And let's also now bring attention to the exhalation, where the first third of the exhalation comes from the chest lowering, and the last 2/3 of the exhalation, the belly falls back down. Come to an exhale point and stop. And let's get ready to hold a big inhale together. And inhale through the belly. Hold. Exhale. Make sure the inhale is coming through the nose. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. It's okay if the exhale is coming through the mouth right now. Just make sure through the nose. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Just keep practicing on your own. Those are the holes at the top. I'm going to set a timer for us all. And if you want, you can put a object on your stomach just to make sure it's rising on the inhalation. And it's nice to put your palms up in a position of surrender and letting go to help you relax. So I'm going to do 3 minutes here. You guys keep going. And I've got a timer, and we'll all be still and silent and breathing together, okay? Just practicing. Very gently, if you close your eyes, you can open them. It feels right. And just take a moment to notice. Notice what you're feeling. Without a label, judging it, just notice how it feels. And then real calmly, if you want, you can come up. I'm gonna sit up. How are you doing? So some of you were cutting out, Amy was cutting out, so yeah, maybe some of the Wi-Fi. So that right there, that breathing practice, I want you to do one more time today. You can just set a 3-minute timer on your phone. I like the timer, the app Insight Timer. I'll be showing you more about how to do different modifications on that. And also once tomorrow, first thing in the morning. So once more today, once more first thing in the morning. So yeah, interruptions still happening. So apologies guys, not much I can do about that. Hopefully you got information here. And what I want now is just a check-in from you guys, how you feel after the fact, if you can. Do you feel different? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse? And also any questions you might have. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. So that's it for day one. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you so much for your time. I love to see how many people are showing up this and showing interest in this. And I will be back. If you're watching this live, I'll be back in 30 minutes for a workout session. I also want to remind you guys, all of the workouts that are being recorded live, all work sessions that are being recorded live, we're all putting over in the units section. So if you just go to units, you can see that on your phone, or you can see it on your computer. You can find of all